Okay, so I just wanted to do sort of a short follow-up to my video on setting up an Aleph development environment in Ubuntu server. One thing that I noticed working with it a little bit more was that when I tried to compile the mix module, I got an error, and I'll demonstrate what I mean in just a second. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure all the tools have been added to path, and I'm just going to use the history command. And I'm going to have to scroll over a bit here. Okay, so it seems like we have Blackfin and ADR32. Great. So the next thing that we need to do is go into the mix module directory. And when we try to compile mix, we will get an error. So it says makefile 45 mix error, and it also says error no memory region specified for loadable section.txt. Often, when compiling C programs, it is possible to get errors with messages that can be a bit difficult to understand. In this case, because it says it's a makefile error on line 45, I think the best thing to do is to look at line 45 in the makefile. So let's do that. So, looking at line 45 of the makefile, it's not immediately 100% clear what's going on, but we do have a really good clue. The error is occurring on line 45, and line 45 deals with the .lds linker script. So, let's have a look at mix.lds. So, looking at mix.lds, I guess the first thing that strikes me is that I don't see anything that says .text. That gives an idea of why the error was occurring, but not necessarily how to fix it. In terms of a countermeasure, I guess the first thing that came to mind was looking at the .lds file for one of the other mods I was able to compile successfully. For example, I was able to compile waves without any issues for the demo in the last video, so I thought I might have a look at the waves.lds file. I did a Command F to search for .text in the waves.lds file on GitHub, and that allowed me to identify the location of .text. So, the issue for mix was that there was no memory specified for .text. And in addition to there being a location for .text in the waves.lds file, there's a lot more to the waves.lds file in general. So the first thing that I thought I might try was removing the mix.lds file and replacing it with the waves.lds file. So after removing mix.lds and copying waves.lds over to the mix directory, it appears as the very last entry. The next thing I need to do is rename waves.lds to mix.lds. And then let's check the files again. So now waves.lds has been renamed to mix.lds. So at this point, let's try to compile mix again. And our regular make appears to complete without any issues. So let's do make clean. And let's try the make deploy command. So this time, we were able to compile our mix module seemingly without any issues, and I don't see any apparent errors, but I haven't tested it yet. Typically though, with the modules, when something doesn't compile it's very obvious during the compilation stage. I am really glad this issue can be easily solved, because the mix module is used as the basis of the Aleph DSP development tutorial, and it is something that works really well as a template to start making crummy mods to get a sense of how Aleph works. I also plan to try and figure out GitHub and see if there is a way to submit a change request to monome for the main branch of the project. Anyway, thank you for listening.